Welcome all. This is the Australian Indie Wrestling Show. Fellow wrestlers, trainees, event support staff, friends, foes, and everyone in between. And somewhere in the distance, in the darkness, is Big Daddy Hassan sitting there at the ACW headquarters. Hassan, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, but I'm expecting that. But yeah, let's go ahead.
And Raneem, how are you?
I have had the weekend of weekends. Oh my God. I really love the blue lighting there, Hassan. It really accentuates your nice
Thank you.
chocolate your
Actually,
nice chocolate features. Just start the
it's
pot
good
off
for the
with a little
video.
bit of racism, you know.
Was it,
Yeah,
sorry?
well,
I said I like the way the blue light accentuates your nice chocolate features.
yeah, Hassan.
Thank you.
As
Great
you can see,
start. Great start.
we're not
That
going
wasn't
easy on you.
awkward
We're
at
not
all.
going easy on you. We're not going easy on you tonight. Yeah. So, Hassan, here to talk about the last show, ACW Allstars at the Padstow, your first one. How do you think
Yep.
it went in your mind?
Honestly, I felt like that was shit, man. Like, it didn't live up to my expectations. There was a lot of stuff that could have been a lot better, but there was a bit of a miscommunication between me and the guys working there, like especially the guys doing the camera. So we were meant to have about 3 people extra, but before 5 days before the show, I came from overseas. I left my well, not left. It was I kind of lost my bag in Singapore airport. So my phone, my laptop was all gone, and then it wasn't really my concern at that time. Like say, oh, what's happening at the show. My concern was like, how do I get my stuff back?
I remember you
Yeah.
did tell us the story privately, and it's quite brutal, honestly. Like what happened to you?
I was
Honestly,
I think
I think
like
if everyone knew like 100% the story start to finish, like the people would have a lot of sympathy for what happened. But I'm more interested in what was your actual vision? Like, had everything gone right that night? Had none of the things gone wrong? I was more interested in like, okay, so things happen, real life gets in the way, bullshit happens, people are going to be cons, blah blah blah. What did you initially have planned? I'd love to hear more about that.
like that was like like pretty much my idea is like for wrestling a good wrestling show is a WWE show, right? And am I copying them? Yeah, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Like they're a $1 billion company for a reason. So if you copy the same model, you can do the same thing, right? But just do it a bit differently so you're not sued to get copyright stuff.
What
So
do you mean by WWE's model? Do you mean by like the distribution model, the way they like market their wrestlers, or
I think the one thing where what they do is pretty much they don't like acknowledge there's a world outside of WWE.
mm.
And this is something that I want to do with my. That's something like not just wrestling. I do this in my own lifetime, in my personal life, in my other business life, where in my head, I believe there is no competition, there is no other people, because if you're so distracted with what's going on around you and too busy with that, you're never gonna go anywhere in life.
I
And
get
that's
I
that.
think it was your commentators at the last event that sort of rubbished Riot City, and then we had Matt Hayter in the following match.
Did that actually
wait,
happen?
what happened?
Yeah. So Riot City was mentioned in a sort of like rubbishing form, and then Matt Hayter, one of the trainers, was on in a later match.
Yeah,
So
that's dumb, man.
yeah. So
I,
you're aware
that,
of it.
oh, I know it now. I didn't watch the whole thing because for me that video was unwatchable.
Yeah,
Because
a
like
lot of us tuned in, and I had to agree with you, Hassan. A lot of us tuned in and had to agree with you.
yeah,
Just the constant ads for
Well,
Bangladesh.
look, I
Uh,
get that. I
ha-
get that. We've shat on it for the
look,
last month. That's why I'm curious. Like, what was it supposed to be?
the ads
yeah,
were meant to be there because they paid a lot of money for it. So, I had to do the ads, like, it was part of the thing. But I did not expect it to, like, look that shit online,
Mm.
because you're not meant to be, well, when you're having an ad break. Like, I think this is also because, like, I was very sick when I was on the show. You saw me as well.
yeah, man, you're not well.
And yeah, I had a ruptured ear over here. Like, I was bleeding from there. And
I
then pretty
thought,
much, like,
sorry to interrupt.
yeah.
When I saw it live, I thought that nobody had bothered to have a run sheet and that no one was ready. I've seen this before on shows where
We did not have a run sheet. That's the thing. Like
How
we
did you
had
guys
one.
run a show without a run sheet?
Here's the thing. I'm very new in this thing, right? So I don't have the right direction. I have the
Okay.
ideas, but I need the right direction, right?
Well,
So
hold on. You have a room full of veterans. You have a room full of the best fucking wrestling minds in this whole fucking country, and no one tried to like sat you down and said, "Hey, we need this, we need this, we need this, we need this. Here, I'll show you
I
how to do it."
I never really asked them for it. So I don't
No,
really
no,
cannot
you
like
wouldn't have to
yeah,
ask. They would. It'd be like, "I'm not waiting for you to fuck up, bro. This is my fucking reputation on the line too. I'm gonna make sure you do it right the first time, whether you like it or not." You know what I mean?
yeah,
As a
at the
But
veteran,
same
as a veteran.
surely,
yeah. Look, like
And that's why I book my veterans. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna fuck up too. Back me up.
yeah. The thing is, like, look, the guys that were there, we spent like pretty much half the day driving around. So I got them at the HQ. I showed them around, get them some merch, similar ones that you guys wearing,
Yeah.
and then
Good shit.
thank
Low
you.
yep.
key, low key, this is good shit.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Thanks for the care package, Hassan. We've got a ACW mug. I've got my
Oh,
ACW pill package.
I got my mug.
I've got my ACW beanie, and you can see Raneem wearing
No, but
W
seriously, this is
lanyards,
this merch is like
ACW
really good. Look,
shirts.
it's
oh
the
yeah,
dead
I
of
got.
winter
Yeah,
here
no,
in Melbourne. It's like 4 degrees at
top
night. This
quality
shit has come in
stuff.
handy.
It's hard to hear both
Yeah,
of you guys at the same time. What was that?
I was just saying, it's like 4 degrees in Melbourne at the moment. Like this shit is like legit coming in handy.
Yeah, they're very comfortable to wear. Like when I designed this merch and stuff, like the first thing I thought about was comfort because I'm a lazy person. I don't dress to impress. I dress for comfort, right? And I wanted everything to be very like comfortable to when you're putting on your skin, it feels nice, and then it doesn't mess up after the first wash.
well, yeah,
But
I think you've earned the right to dress however you want, but
Bro,
yeah,
yeah,
if nothing else, if the wrestling thing doesn't work out, like start a clothing brand. Honestly, this shit's good shit.
let's get back to the wrestling while we're all here, while
yeah,
people are tuning in to see Hassan. Now, like,
yeah. We were
you,
talking
at,
about
at,
shows
at,
huh?
yeah, I mean, at this point in time, you can't compete with the PWA, MCW, WWE pipeline.
Okay.
So,
I'm
what
not
can
talking.
you offer? What can you offer? Uh, and why should people in short work for you? Let them know.
I'm not. Wait, are you meant to be smoking on the podcast?
What's that?
Yeah, sure, why not? It's
All right,
medicinal.
It's just a
all right.
cigarette, man. Calm down.
All
I'm
right.
in my own
So
house.
no,
Someone give
I'm
me the
not trying.
third degree about smoking in my own house.
Yeah, Mom.
No, it's all right.
I thought you were
I'm not.
Middle Eastern. You know we smoke in our own homes.
I'm not trying to compete with anybody. To be honest, like as I said, I don't look at competition. I don't think competition would pretty much like it's good to have competition, but at the same time, like I'm not trying to compete. Like similar with my other businesses, right? I never do something where I'm competing with this guy or that guy. My biggest competition is myself. I do stuff to prove myself I can get better. I can do something nicer. And,
Yep.
like ACW, I'm not doing this to say that, oh, to this company or that company or this guy or that guy.
I
Say,
don't
hey,
mean to I don't mean to be rude, Hassan. I don't mean to
yeah,
cut you off, but I don't think that's what Chris was asking. I think what he meant
that,
was what do you offer that the other places don't in regards to. So for example, if I'm a talent, if I'm a 21-year-old wrestler who works hard at the gym and trains hard and is really good, why should I follow you and go, be loyal to you over, say, a PWA or an RCW or an MCW? Is that what you were asking, Chris?
Yeah, basically what's happened with Jimmy Zero.
Okay, yeah, the Jimmy Zero is a great example, right? His
yeah,
first All Stars, he had a good opportunity with you, right? But the pipeline to WWE or to Japan is quite clearly there with PWA, and he said, you know what? I mean, he measured the risk versus the reward, and
yeah.
he believes that his best opportunity is with PWA. And we're asking for your rebuttal to someone like a Jimmy Zero.
100%. I agree with everything that you said. But at the same time, like I said it before, I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but
Yeah.
my goal is not to create a great export team, right? I'm
Okay.
not here. I'm not manufacturing like quality export products, right? I want people to stay here. I want people to stay with their friends, their families, and I want them to make similar money they were gonna make overseas, but in the same country they love and they live for the rest of their lives, and live for their lives. Yeah,
That's an incredible goal, honestly. That's a
yeah,
very,
but
very
it
humble
takes time
goal.
to get there, right? It
But
takes time to get there. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's gonna take time, and there's few people that are probably not gonna prefer going overseas. So we start with them. If we
absolutely,
can
there's
show,
you know how
Yeah,
many
that's
people
that's
there are with
that's
families that want to become like that
yeah,
want to do wrestling and they can't. They're stuck in Australia and there's no real economic opportunity for them, and they end up retiring at 35 because it's like, what else am I
would
supposed
you say the population's more supportive in the US and UK, and over Australia with the lower density population, it's always going to be a problem. So
thing is like, look, I did speak with few companies overseas, right? I'm not going to mention all the names because we still haven't come to an agreement. One company
yeah,
that we came to an agreement with is Saudi Pro Wrestling, where we're going to be exchanging talents, right? We're going to send guys from Australia to Saudi guys come to Australia, like, and then we can make this arrangements with other countries, right? And there's another like former WWE superstar, and I'm speaking with him, so he said, like, like, hell yeah, let's do something together, because I don't want to call it like, ACW World Championship and then it's only getting defended in Sydney or it's only getting defended in Perth,
That makes
just
sense.
one
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I want it to get defended all around the world, right? But to get it defended all around the world, I'm gonna push these guys to travel, but I'm not gonna tell them like, say, hey, go defend it and say, I don't know, say Brazil, right? Or even Spain, they just won the World Cup.
But I
So
mean,
yeah.
but who is it for
yeah,
then?
let's say there's a big promotion over there, they can just go and defend the belts over there.
So is the business plan to build an Australian promotion for Australians, or to build an build a global promotion based in Australia and shop it to the world?
Damn it.
Well, what just happened?
You there? You're saying build a global product, or what's the vision?
Like, yeah, I don't quite understand because you're talking about stuff happening in Saudi Arabia, and I'm like, I don't understand what that means for the regular
Who's it for? Is it for the local Australian audience, the local Australian pro wrestling audience, or is it for like Southeast Asian wrestling
it,
audiences? What's the vision in total, Hassan?
it's a mix of bit of both, right? Because if you just look at Australia, you're not going to be making the money, but if
Yep,
you
I
get
agree.
agreed.
if you get like several countries involved in it, like, there's a big chance of doing a lot of stuff. Like, for example, this is another reason why I find the first show a shit show, is because like a lot of the music that was used over there, they were not copyright proof, right?
Yeah, but see,
Yeah,
this is the thing. How did you run a wrestling show and then like you were about to shop it on
no run
television and
sheet.
nobody told you the fuck the run sheet part? Nobody told you that you can't use copyrighted music.
I knew that
I
I
was
couldn't
Yeah,
use
blown away.
everyone.
I said,
No,
No, no,
no,
I knew
I
that.
believe it was the wrestlers provided music and
Yeah,
said that
yeah.
it was not copyrighted and then didn't provide any
But
licenses or anything.
I didn't really like chase them up. I was overseas. I was in, like, I was in Mecca for the Hajj pilgrimage. So I was busy with that. I was overseas. Like the whole
Yeah.
show, before it happened, like 6 7 weeks, I was just overseas. So I wasn't really over here, like, doing stuff and speaking to guys and things like that. I had a lot of things going on that time. This look, ACW was never meant to launch in 2026. My goal was to get it
yeah,
launched 27. So all of this that's happening now, it's not like, okay, we're on the road. Let's just see what
This is
happens,
not,
right?
but that doesn't give people that prospectively want to work a lot of confidence when you say
yeah.
things aren't really going to plan. Trust me. Like,
I mean, you're
No,
still
no, no.
busting out a hell of a lot of money, even though it's for early in the game for yourself. Hey, like you just want to see
you've
some
clearly
return
made a
on that.
very serious investment and you're clearly like you're not joking around. But
Like, I wanted to get some good content, right? Because before that, all I had to show was like, some mock-ups made by the Chinese distributors in China for my merch
Yeah,
truck and all this sort of stuff, and
but
tote bag, and then, like, all I had
we
to do,
love that stuff.
yeah,
yeah,
and
it's good
then
shit.
I had to do like all these rage-based posts that made everyone hate me, but that's how I had to get their attention, because I have nothing else to do. Like, how else
Yeah,
are you get people talking about it? And then, I thought like, okay, if I do like rage bait posts everyone's gonna see it, everyone's gonna look at it.
Well,
But
it
the
worked.
person, yeah, it did work, yeah. And I think we got like about 4,000 followers in social media so far.
It's not too bad
And
for a couple months.
yeah, like
But
it's
yeah,
pretty
so
much started in October last year.
there are
Like,
rumours going around that people are putting their reputation on the line. Some cases not getting the reward. They feel they've got taken pay cuts to stand by you and say they were on your product. Can you confirm this or?
there's no one that took a pay cut. If anything, like you can ask the wrestlers. I pretty much like gave everyone an extra $50 at the start of the show, and just to
Yeah,
say thank you for being a part of the first show. Thank you for putting your trust in it. But at the same time, it's a two-way road, right? I can say that I also put my trust on them because
yeah,
there's a lot of people that told me, say, if you book this guy, he works with this promotion or that promotion, he's not gonna give you what he gives it to them, and he's just gonna come in and do like a lousy performance and leave, right? So it's a gamble we both have to take, and a lot of things in life you have to take the chances. If you don't take the chances, you don't know where you're gonna go.
All right, I'll give you the example. If I told you about some guy who didn't have any social media, who'd never heard of, who'd never met in your life, but I promised you that he was the best wrestler on the planet and that you should pay him $1,000 to wrestle, would you book him?
Nah.
Okay. Reasonable. Reasonable. I
Yeah.
think anybody would agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Flip it around.
Okay.
Would you work for that promoter?
I did pay them, but at the same
Look,
time,
this is what I'm saying. All I'm saying is if you don't fucking
yeah,
know them, if you don't know
yeah,
them,
yeah,
you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you're going to destroy your reputation doing this or not because the person has no history, right? Or whatever history they have is not the greatest so far, which is whatever, like rumors, well, just one show.
yeah,
Like, can you see why these people would be a little bit apprehensive? The same way that you wouldn't book a guy that you'd never fucking seen that had no social media, that you had no way of checking and confirming that
yeah,
they were 100% okay. And you just took it on my word. Other people, I'm hitting them up. I'm like, hey man, I think you should do this ACW show. And they're just taking it on my word. And they're like,
yeah, yeah.
I don't really
But
know
okay,
this guy.
so in my defense, in that case, I wouldn't be doing all of this,
Yeah,
like everything that you see around me, if I was just like if it's like something as a joke, right?
I
So
agree.
I wouldn't
yeah.
be heavy and say like, oh, I'm just here for fun.
It's not that. It's not that. The people are worried about if you do a show and for example if someone is asking for X amount of dollars for their
Yep.
booking and they come do a show and it's whatever it's for some reason or another it's quite bad and it makes them look worse, they go back to the last promoter and say, hey, I want my X dollars fee, and they go, well, you did that one, didn't you? You're gonna get X minus 50.
Yeah.
Your
But
your clout has now gone down. You
mhm.
know what I mean? It's like you can't
But
really.
what have that person done at that show for their cloud to go down? So let's say if it was like, say, for example, right? Imagine I work for Bunnings,
Sure,
right? I work as a janitor.
sure.
My job is to sweep the floors,
Yeah,
and I'm sweeping the floors, right?
yeah,
And I'm working a team of 5.
yeah,
I keep my part clean. The
yeah.
other 4 guys made it dirty.
No,
Am I
no,
gonna
no, no.
get?
But that's not entertainment. If you come for an hourly wage or whatever, yeah, that's whatever. That's a day
Yeah,
job. These people that like, that's like saying a janitor who these people for them, if they sweep
mm,
well, they get double the pay the next week. And if they sweep well, then they get double the pay the next week after that. They're not getting 15 an hour forever. That's the whole
yeah, but
point of wanting to become an
unfortunately,
entertainer and
you don't
wanting
get
to
paid
work hard on
double.
your health and nutrition and your body and training and this, that, and the fucking next. It's an incredible investment. The same way that you invest $500,000 in your business, these people over 10 years will invest 500,000 people into their own fucking bodies, wellness, fitness, education.
Yeah, that's true. Valid, very valid point. But at the same time, these guys, like, let's say the shows run shit, right? Who did they wrestle? Or what did they do? At the end of the day, I cannot control the performance, right?
Sure.
Let's say if I,
Yeah, yeah.
let's say I,
Look, you're taking a risk as well. No one's saying that
yeah,
you're not taking a risk either. You could book fucking the best wrestler in the world. You could show up and just be like, you know what, fuck you, or oh, I have the flu today, or oh, my wife broke up with me, and just
Yeah,
give you some shit performance, fuck off your
you
fans,
can,
break something in your venue. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like every all business is risk.
yeah,
There's no eliminating risk. All we do is mitigate it. And now you
yeah,
understand that all of us workers
mm,
just want to mitigate our risk with dealing with
yeah.
promoters.
No, I agree with that. And I've been told like a lot of guys don't even get paid
Oh yeah.
when they're.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of guys on our shows are volunteers. And I'm very embarrassed
No,
about that.
no, you shouldn't be because these guys they willingly know about it, right?
Well,
But they
I never, pulled the rug out from anyone. Everyone knew if they came and they worked for free, they knew that they were working for free.
yeah, but there's
That's what I
guys
mean
that
by volunteer.
do stuff. Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's guys
They're
that
not,
make
they're workers, but they volunteered to work.
yeah, like there's guys that I've been told like they make you work and they don't pay you. So like that's the
I
bad
can't
ones.
make anyone do anything, even for $1,000, bro. I can't put a gun to anyone's head. I'm sorry, but under $1,000 for if your match fee is under $1,000, you're still a volunteer in my eyes. What did you really make?
I wouldn't say that, man, because the thing is like, look, what are the gates, right? To a show, like what's the gates? If you're gonna pay someone $1,000, you gotta make the money from advertisements. You gotta make the money from sponsors. You're gonna make the money from other,
Sure,
sources
sure.
that
Yeah,
funnel into the wrestling thing, right? But if you do too much advertisement, like I did,
yeah.
you're gonna get. But I got paid 20 grand from that advertising, and I still
Sure.
lost money.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's the thing. I still lost money. So it's not like, the show ran at a profit. My gate was almost 28, almost 27, $28,000.
Fuck,
And I still lost
Yeah.
money. Yeah,
that's an
that was a good
insane
gate.
wrestling gate. That's an insane indie wrestling gate.
Yeah.
Was that
So,
a lot of setup costs and stuff like that? I'm sure.
oh, you had something fall off from the back. Make sure it doesn't fall in
Yeah.
your head.
Damn it.
But the setup cost was quite a lot. Like, all the printing on the mats, the canvas and everything like that. They cost money. It's not cheap.
Obviously, yeah, but we're talking about the individual. I think he's talking about, sorry, the individual event costs. So when you print the canvas, you're going to use it for more than one event, surely. Or maybe not the canvas if you've got the sponsors on it, but
I'll probably use that for the next All-Star show, but not the show in Melbourne. So
okay.
it's only going to be used one more. But we're using it in the training facility for the time being because, why not?
How many rings do you guys have at the moment?
Two. One 20-foot, one 16-foot.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So you can do small shows, you can do big shows. That's really cool.
That All-Stars, the idea of that is to be like the smaller shows, right? And
Yeah.
ACW meant to be like the bigger shows. Originally, before this whole drama happened with All-Stars, the idea was to have ACW no lights, which is no lights says it all, right? There's no production, there's no big stuff. But because that was the first show, I didn't want it to look like, you're just running it from the back of your car. I wanted to feel good. That's why I went out like how I did.
I get it,
And
but it's difficult to follow up if you don't do well on the first one. That's the thing. It's a big gamble.
look, the second show, we're not going to spend so much money on production. Like the production was very expensive at the first show,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
they still that's what pissed me off because you got sorry, you got paid all this money and you still stuffed up like with the lights randomly during the match. It
Yeah.
went red, pink, blue.
I was more shocked. I'm like, why isn't the next match just happening? And this was like 20-minute wait. I'm like, who's running
Yeah.
this shit? I've never seen that on a wrestling show in my life. Actually, the only place I've ever seen that is deathmatch shows. It reminded me of deathmatch events where you'd have to sweep all the glass and all the blood and all the bullshit out of the mat
Yeah.
before you could do the next deathmatch. That's what it reminded me of. I'm like, these guys didn't have a deathmatch. Why is there a 15-minute pause between the matches?
I don't know how long the ads were, but there was quite a few ads.
They
But
were
we
they were
had
roughly on average about 15 minutes, I feel like.
yeah, could be
That's
yeah.
brutal. 15 minutes between matches.
I don't
I
I
can
don't think
understand
50,
a two. I can
it
understand
wouldn't be
five,
50
maybe a
minutes.
10-minute intermission in the middle. But
Yeah,
fuck, man. No, never in my life. In any wrestling promotion, anywhere in the world, at any time or place, at any scale ever. That was the
yeah.
first time I've ever
Yeah.
seen some bullshit like that.
The next show, there's not going to be any ads for the fans. Like when the people that are in attendance, they're not going to see any ads. None of that stuff. So if we both Sydney and Melbourne, like All Stars and ACW 001, and pretty much like it's going to be in post production. So I was super excited with the first show myself. Like I wanted people all around, like my friends that couldn't be there, like my friends overseas, my family overseas. I wanted them to see like, oh, I wanted you to enjoy it as I do. And then they kept messaging,
Yeah.
like, why there's so many ads? You know, I'm getting pissed off, and I'm like saying, you know, we made a deal, we got to do what we got to do. But then the other part is like, you know, like Carlito was gonna come, right? It was a surprise, and I didn't know that
Yeah.
happened. Like, what's it called? Chris told me mid of the show, like, say, you know, the production guys are stuffing around, right? And I didn't know. And then, you know, there's like spelling mistakes and all this sort of shit. I'm like saying, man, why the hell are you guys doing that? But when I spoke with the guy who did my live stream, he told me like, say, look, I messaged you saying there's three
Because you
other
don't have
people.
a production manager that ran through it with them and had a production meeting with
Yeah.
No,
them,
no,
made sure that everyone
I
was on
didn't
the
know
same page.
I didn't know any
No,
of
no
that.
one was talking to production and
No,
stuff like that. Well, yeah, this is what we were talking about before. Do you have these sort of things in place? And you were like, oh, yeah.
Son, I have a production meeting with I run shows in front of nobody, and I have a meeting with my production guy every Wednesday morning to make sure what do we need? Is this camera there? Is these lights there? Where do we set this up? Because we're doing a different venue every week, so there's just so
yeah,
many fucking considerations, especially for lighting, for cameras and stuff like
this is
that.
where inexperience comes to play, man. So
No,
because
but
like
Yeah.
but
Well,
but we're not waiting till the day to figure it out, is what I'm saying. Is
yeah,
that we've done the production meeting days before. We figured it out days before. We're rocking up to the venue. We're setting it up. We're doing the shit. We're not even talking. I don't talk to Chucky at the shows, honestly. We
yeah.
might,
Don't talk to Raheem at
tink
shows.
glasses. We might just like tink glasses, and that's about all I'll say to him all night. And he knows
Yeah.
exactly what he needs to do. I don't need to tell him shit, like, because we've fucking talked about it on Wednesday.
all right, how many years have you been
Yeah.
in the
Me,
yeah?
collectively, I started in like 2006, but I took a bit of a layoff.
And how long have I been in the business?
Oh,
So
that's cop out. That's cop out. I was 18 years old. I ran my first show, and
yeah.
we had a
Oh no, no,
run.
I'm saying like
We
I'm
had
not
a
making
listen.
excuses, but like I'm not making excuses, but at the same time, like, you know, I'm still learning as I go, and I'm still
Who are
willing to
you
learn.
learning from?
Yeah.
Anybody
Who are you talking to?
anybody that's like, you know, coming to me, there's a lot of people that did.
But
There's a lot of
how
Yeah.
can you know that their advice is good? What by what indication are
I
you?
don't. I don't. So I give everybody a benefit of the doubt. So mind you, I reached out to promotions
Yeah.
at the start before, like, you know, this thing was a thing, right? I reached out to them and I said like, hey, like, you guys love what you're doing. You guys would continue doing what you're doing. What if I buy you out
Mm.
and then we work together and
Could
you
I
can still get the profit?
could I ask roughly what was the ballpark figure that you were willing to offer to PWA?
We didn't talk any numbers.
No, just based off, it's not gonna happen, whatever the fuck is like, how much would you be like, I think it's worth about this much.
I don't know, man. To be honest, like I don't really see other promotions or any other product out there. So it's like,
All you wanted was the conversation. You didn't even be like, oh, I think this is worth this much. I want to buy it and flip it. You just like, look, let's have a
like
chat and see how much you'd be willing to do it for.
the
Is that
idea was like, say, for example, like I'll give you because investing, you don't know what like if I knew the revenues and you know what's the cash flow, what's the profits and stuff,
mm,
then like you know I could make a decision. But for example, like in other businesses that I do,
yeah.
like for example, I run in New South Wales, I run in Queensland, I run in Tasmania, I run in ACT.
Mm.
Hopefully soon in Victoria and Perth, and not Perth, like what's it called, Western Australia. Hopefully soon,
Yeah.
but it's just like going to Perth is like going overseas.
Yeah, no,
It's
I've
a
never been a Perth.
Yeah.
I've been there twice for
You
WWE
show
shows,
me you
but
show me the price of the flight and I'll be like, fuck off, I'm going to Bali.
yeah, yeah, it's just ridiculously expensive. I don't know why. So when I was in Queensland, like you know, when I opened up over there, I didn't just go up there and just like okay, you know, I just randomly opened because I don't know anybody in Queensland. I live in Sydney, so I did my research. I spoke to a couple of businesses that are doing the same thing I'm doing, and I said like, hey, if I were to work with you guys, what could you do? Like say, okay, this is what you're doing now, but if
Mm.
you work together, maybe we can grow faster.
But
Eight out.
Yeah.
but the wrestling business is incredibly insulated, and I'm sure MMA and boxing and any other events are the same. You can't just walk into someone else's industry and expect everyone to roll the red carpet out for you just because you've got a few bucks. You have to actually learn the ins and
No,
outs.
yeah,
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 I
like
could spend 100 grand on a pizza shop tomorrow. I
Yeah,
would still need to work in the shop for 2, 3 months to learn the fucking operation, bro.
yeah, you do.
Wait,
I ran
show me the
a couple of
pizza shop you worked in to learn how to be a wrestling promoter.
yeah.
This
But the
is
thing is
all I'm
like
saying. Who are you learning from?
there's few people that I learned from in Sydney, but the thing is like they're learning as we go as well. Because like I told you, it's this is something I'm learning as
So
well.
is
Like
it
it's
the blind leading the blind, or is it experienced people that are sincerely showing you the ropes to make sure that not only you're doing okay and not only you can get a financial profit incentive, but that the boys can get one too?
there
And
are
it goes
people
to your vision. It goes to your vision in the future where you want it to go in the direction it's heading. You know.
there's people that have reached out to me, but I just felt like they came in with a different agenda in mind. They came
Mm.
in like say, okay, we want to work with you, but we want to make you like a version two of our product, and I
Ah,
don't want that.
yeah,
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 so
There's a lot of that
that
around.
yeah,
that's
yeah.
pretty much all the help I got. Like
Mm.
the people that are coming in that say, hey, I'll be a part of it, but okay, this is the catch. And I wasn't buying it, right? I don't want to do something and say, oh, I'm like, I want to be, unapologetically ACW. I don't want to be like a light version of other brands or like, version two of this brand or that brand.
Well, people are saying, isn't this just like version of WWE light and what you're heading for? Like, is this Australian WWE? Like, this can't be
If
what Australian
people
WWE
are,
is.
if people are comparing a brand new business with a $1 billion business, I take that as a compliment. You know, I'm
Fair
nowhere near
enough.
WWE. I would like, probably in a couple of lifetime I'll get there. But if somebody's comparing me with that, I take it as a compliment.
Look,
And
man, look, man, look, man. I don't think you need to
there's
become WWE to be successful. I like
Yeah.
if you could do
not,
what MCW is doing, but do it more than once every 2 months, like them, I think you'd be fucking. If you could have a
yeah,
business like Slam or a little bit bigger, oh,
yeah.
you'd be killing it.
The thing is, like, I wanted to do it like in a way where, like, you're doing in different cities, not just one place, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's championship wrestling. Otherwise, I would call it Sydney championship wrestling, or just any other city. But I want it to be like wide, go as far as we can go and push the boundaries. So
Well, Hassan, yeah, you've told us yourself that you weren't really happy with the last show, how it went down. You've got two shows coming up, two shows that we know of coming up. One August the 9th at Padstow Arena, the RSL there.
that's
Padstow, Padstow RSL. It's just my Perth twang coming through. And yeah, and then you've got the one in Melbourne on September the 4th. So that'll be another big one with Mustafa Ali. So people are getting tickets to that. That's selling pretty fast as we speak. So yeah, what can we expect from these ones? Obviously, the one in Padstow, you said it's not going to be as grand as the opening one, of course, but the one at the Melbourne Pavilion is going to be pretty full on.
Yeah, that would be pretty full on. Like even with the Padstow one, I wouldn't say it's not full on. Like it would be good for what used to happen there before. So I would still level some sort of like production, but I'm not going to spend a lot of money because you're not going to get that money back.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely the first show was the big opening, and now
Yeah,
you're traveling around. Like, so why is the one in Padstow? Why is it still All Stars Sunday of wrestling, and why is Melbourne ACW 001? Because you're doing a TV taping there. What's that all about?
you guys are a part of the conversation, so I'm not going to mention exactly who's the taping for, but I think some people do know for some reason. They reached out to me about it, and I couldn't tell too much about them to these guys. So we're trying our best to get it filmed the right way and make it look good and make it a TV product. So if they like give you the green light, say okay, this is good for television, then there's going to be a lot more. But if they say like, oh, this is a shit show, then it's going to be like, oh, like you have to try a bit more, then get it there. But we're speaking to the right people, as you guys saw yourself.
I gotta say, when I met the producer for the Melbourne Pavilion event and saw his credentials and saw the setup they had there, I was fucking blown away. I remember being there with Jem.
Hey,
Just looked at
is there
Jem and I'm like, bitch, we are not in Kansas anymore. This is fucking high level shit.
They do shows like all the boxing,
Yeah,
MMA.
it's wild. You guys, oh my God, I couldn't even begin to describe to you the crazy fucking setup. The fucking setup is wild though.
No, the setup was good. Yeah, like I was so
I
confused with
mean,
all
what
these
his
cables.
camera setup, where he has everything, and it's like, fuck, he's really
Yeah,
thought this through. Like,
yeah. Oh, he's been running it for a long time. Like when we first met, like back in April, he said like you gotta run a show at the pavilion, and then I'll show you what we can do because that's like my home venue,
yeah,
and you're there. Like we have everything, all the right
mate,
suppliers,
you
everyone.
cannot lose with that guy. You cannot lose with that guy.
Yeah, now it's all up to the wrestlers to make sure they deliver. You know.
Well,
So
Well, yeah,
first of
and
all, you got to get some wrestlers for this. Who have we got?
who have you
Mustafa
booked?
Ali's coming. Can you?
Mustafa Ali is coming. There is like uh, three big guys I'm speaking to, and they respond a bit late, but they're super interested. Now he's just working on the visa. Um, that's pretty much. He actually messaged me not long ago, and yeah, see, the message takes time for him to get it.
Bit of a
Well,
teaser for
yeah,
everyone out there.
Yeah,
you're having a trouble. You're having a trouble getting some of the local guys to commit. You were saying now. Yeah, there's a rumor going around that a lot of the cornerstone, big five have sort of said their guys if they wrestle for ACW, uh, don't come back and wrestle for us. Have you heard that rumor going around?
yeah, I heard it the next day. I heard it, but I spoke to one of them, and he was a very chill guy. He like say like no, like if you want me to reach out to these guys, I'll happily do it for you. So there's someone that actually told me that, but the thing is like I look at it as a different opportunity for guys that never got the like their limelight. You can say, there's a lot of people like that I've met as well when I was in Melbourne like a week or two ago. And these guys, if given the bigger stage, they can do a lot of things. If given the bigger stage, a lot of people could see them, then they could easily be like the next top guy. But they're just not friends with the right people. And it is a thing where if you're like say for example if you're not within a certain clique, if you're not within a certain uh, group of friends, you're not gonna be, it's who you know, not what you know. Like, and that goes in my real world business too. Like, the people that we associate with, like we kind of control. It is a monopoly game in any business. So like I'm not looking at it as like, oh, like these guys are like assholes for saying like, oh, don't work with this guy. That's like normal business. But in saying so, I'm not there to compete with this company or that company because I'm gonna be there in your town for one day, and then the next minute I'm gone. I'm going to another town. So, and by the time I come back to your place, it's gonna be like 5 months, 6 months.
That makes
Yep.
sense. I can see why people are like, why would you be apprehensive about working in one show in your like, I guess you don't want to upset your home promotion, but it's not like this guy is coming and running a show against you every month. I don't see what the big deal
Yeah,
is. If you can take a World Series booking, why can't you take an ACW booking? So I'm like,
yeah.
I don't
Look,
think it's
the
about
fact.
that. I think again it might be about, reputation, things like that. Like
I've, I've,
Imagine MCW, just a thought
yeah,
experiment. You've spent tens of thousands of dollars on promoting a talent, right? And they go and take a booking somewhere and they're made to look not the greatest. And you're like, well, why did I bother spending all this money on this cunt if he was just going to go somewhere else and look like a fucking idiot? And I say this as someone like I've looked at some of Will Walker and Negativo's bookings in the last few months. I'm like, and I messaged him, I'm like, why would you take this fucking booking? So
yeah.
stupid. Like, you're a way better wrestler. You have better things to do on this line. You went to do this for what? Like. And then you made yourself look like an idiot too. Now, thankfully, my business is not predicated on star power. My business is predicated on people that just want to drink on a board. But
The
your
bin's
business
out.
is that, but their business is predicated on star power. And if they spend tens of thousands of
So
dollars on someone
Sassans.
else,
Yeah.
you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Fine.
It
Yeah.
is. No, no, we all are. That you both are. But it's the
But
same
it's
thing.
like, look,
If the
look,
same token, if you spend tens of thousands of dollars on Keegan Brittle and MCW hits him up, and what would you say?
go for it.
Go for it. What if it was a
Yeah.
week before your show?
I don't mind. That's
In
good.
Melbourne.
Yeah, that's good. Because then next week, when let's say I'm doing a show in Melbourne, and then like the week before he's done something in Melbourne, right?
Mm,
And in front of MCW fans, the MCW fans already see what Keegan Bradley is capable of,
mm,
and when he's that, they're gonna automatically buy tickets to see him in the next time.
I agree with you.
Guarantees not going
I agree
over.
with you. I agree with you. I agree with. I actually agree with you. You actually turned to me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually agree with
So
you.
like,
Well,
it's like, look, you
Honestly, he
can
makes a good point. Honestly, he makes a
if
good
you
point. It's like worst case scenario, you're gonna go and some extra people are gonna find out who the fuck you are, and you're gonna be able to sell some more tickets to the next shit you do. Hassan,
yeah.
honestly, I do not disagree with your argument.
Thank you for finally agreeing with something. Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
common ground now.
well,
Yeah, yeah.
I tell you, someone who does disagree with you seems to be Birdman Phil Picasso. He's gone on a bit of a rant about you, Hassan, in the last hour or so.
Hmm.
I have
So
honestly, I've got no clue what's going on,
yeah, do you
but
want me to read this out? He goes, respect. You talk down to people because you are rich, and you still put on shows people laugh at. 300 people. Easy club and a half. We're sponsors. Anyhow, yeah, it's incomprehensible. You don't know who I am because you know nothing about the business. You know nothing about me, but I know heaps about you. Everyone does, especially after getting chased down the road by a current affairs for being homophobic. Next, you'll be on TV for getting chased by dissatisfied punters. Yeah, I mean, are you talking to Birdman behind the scenes, or is he just going at you in public to sell tickets? What's going on there, mate?
I have got zero idea why he's saying this stuff. But like the fact that he knows me, I don't know him, just says everything you need to know. And the
And
thing is,
then,
like, his originally started posting about me. There was like few friends, they send me screenshots of it, and he's like, so like, look, this guy's talking shit about you. And I found it funny. I didn't look at it like, so what's wrong with this guy, right? And I messaged him saying, hey, like, whatever you're doing, like, I'm just letting you know I'm not taking it personal. And he said it's a
yeah,
work. And then he said it's a work, like, like, say, like, if every time he talks about ACW, he gets more people interested in his stuff, like whatever he posts, he
yeah,
gets views and stuff. And I think that it worked that way for other promotions as well.
yeah. I was
And
going
then,
to say, certainly worked for Mitch and Allstars.
huh?
Certainly worked for Mitch and Allstars. Certainly
No,
works
mate,
for
we
our
did the
show.
same thing, Chris. We did the same thing.
Yeah, I
We
was
Yeah.
going to say, I said certainly works for our show. Whenever Hassan's on, they go, "Bloop,"
no, we actually
get
did
the
the exact
views.
same thing. We brought
Look,
him. Everyone thought we
I'm
were
I'm
actually.
very happy for Mitch. The fact that he's coming back in full potential, because he needed that. Maybe like it didn't work out between us, but at least like our conversation gave him the drive. Like say, hey, I used to love this thing. I'm gonna get back into it. So it's good. The more there's good promotions out there, it's good for everybody. Everyone wins. Like say the wrestlers that
60,
like
60 promotions, Hassan.
yeah, I wouldn't say that 60 is a good number, but the
You
the
can't
good
buy all
about
60 of them.
no, but the thing is, the good thing about 60 being there is like, say, for example, like, I don't know, let's say a person, like, say, let's say this remote is a wrestler, right? Like, if it was me, I would never look at this remote, but this remote can be in the 60 promotions, and he's going to be circling around, and someone's going to send me his stuff and say, hey, you got to get this guy, you got
Yeah,
to get that guy.
Yeah,
And then I'll
yeah.
look at him, right? And
Agree.
it's
Agree.
like
yeah,
I keep telling everybody, like you gotta have a social media presence. If you don't have social media presence, you're worth nothing, because that's how it is right now, right? It's a sad thing, but it is the truth. Because
yeah,
way you make money is you make money on your views, is how you like say for example, if you come to my page and you see, oh, there's like 2,300, like we're getting almost 100 followers every week, right, on Instagram. Facebook is a bit slow for some reason, I don't know why. um, when people come in and say, "Oh, there's like 2,300 people following it," and they see all this content, they're gonna be like, "Okay, let me give it a follow. There could be something in here." And like
yeah,
the past like 38, 28 days, Instagram and Facebook combined, there's about 800,000 views. Right? There's a lot of people seeing it, but it's all around the country. It's not just and a bit overseas as well. It's not just like, okay, only Sydney, 800,000 people in Sydney seeing it, or 500,000 people in Melbourne seeing it. It's widespread.
yeah.
That's how I want it. That's how I want it. I want it to be like
But you're
a
running a
proper.
live event business as well, so it's great that it's widespread, but at the same time, you do need to like narrow your audience for when you run a particular event in a geographical area.
Yeah, so that's a challenge.
That's the
So
tricky part for you there is like,
yeah,
okay, you've figured out how to get widespread attention. How do I
yeah,
narrow that down? How do I funnel that down into now translating that to ticket sales and views in
yeah.
one geographical area?
The initial goal is not ticket sales. The initial goal is to tell you, hey, we're here. That's it. That's my first goal. Like,
Fair enough.
just get to as many towns as possible, and be there so people say, okay, I've been to that show
So
and
is
get
this
there.
like a
So
12 month? Is this like a 12-month plan, 18-month plan, 3-year plan? Like when can we expect to see you in somewhere like Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth?
oh, there's a venue that contacted me in Brisbane saying like like we would love to have your show over here, and they were gonna like do it for free, but like I don't think that venue meets my standards, so I wouldn't
Oh,
probably.
What are
Yeah,
your
yeah.
what are your standards? Just to be clear for all the venues listening, if you want to
yeah.
hit up
What is?
ACW, these are the minimum standards you need to meet to hit
I
Hassan up and ask him if you want to do business.
A few stuff over there was like the ceiling was too low, and there's
Okay.
like
Yep.
chandeliers and stuff like that, so that's a hazard for any wrestler.
Okay.
I wouldn't someone, yeah, like unless you're doing something like you put like I don't know. I don't think you can do anything there, man, to be
How
honest.
how
Like
low was how low was low?
I don't know, but from the
8 foot?
video call I've seen it, the first thing I saw was the chandelier, and I said like, man, that's just too low. Like
Yeah. No,
people
fair
get
enough.
hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, and he's like, so like, it's up to you. I'm like saying, yeah, but like, it's not gonna work because I don't want people to get hurt. At the end of the day, they're not like,
Yeah,
toys
yeah.
or action
I
real
run I
human
run
beings, man.
pubs, I run venues like that, but my ring is 60 centimeters off the ground. So
Yeah,
we make a conscious choice to have a very, very, very low ring just so that we have the
yeah.
chance of fitting in more venues. It's not the greatest look
Mhm.
for television. It doesn't exactly make you look like $1 million production, but it fits you in more
Look,
places.
you don't need everything to look like $1 million production, right? If you go there and you got the vibe for it, like as long as the lighting's good, right? See, like over here, it's blue, and I can make it white. Like, let me show you what it looks like. Let me see what button makes it white. Oh, that's
Oh
green.
God.
That's white. But
That's not
you
white,
know,
that's purple.
no, it is white. But I
I'm
don't know why
joking.
it's
I'm
doing purple.
joking. I'm joking. It's a yeah.
Okay,
Obviously, because you've had this shit on for so long, the white balance on your camera is like obviously a bit off.
okay, that's red. But like I like the red, but on the camera, the blue looks better for some reason. Oh shit, it's white.
So, like, are you a fan of the red light district or the blue light district more?
I've got no idea about these districts, but if I were to pick a
Oh,
color, I like red.
The red light is
there you go.
it's a joke about prostitution. The red light district.
Oh, okay, okay. No, stay
Is
away
it
from
like
it.
an old yeah? When you want to go down and find some ladies in the night, you go to the this. He's a nice Muslim man. He doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's why I said it. That's why I said it. Yeah. Well, Sad, like it's been great to have you on and sort of like get through a bit of the problems that everyone's knowing you're having. So we just took a bit of a sentiment from around the community and sort of like to
I'm
get
open.
the crowd
Sorry to
to
cut you off.
get.
I'm open to any feedback. Like if I use the Facebook and Instagram. I don't check the Facebook as much. Maybe that's why we don't
Yeah,
have it. But Instagram, it's a lot easily accessible, the messages and stuff. So if anybody got any feedback, just like even if it's bad, just drill it in because I need to know what I'm doing wrong. If I don't
yeah.
know something
Well,
bad, it could be good to me, right? Like it could be good to me. Like say for example, like this jacket, like this sweatshirt I'm wearing or whatever it is, my wife got me. It's green. I like it, but to me it looks good. But somebody else would say like, oh, I want you to wear red. So if there's something like that, you need to get feedback 100%.
Could I
Yeah.
just also say very quickly that there have been a few workers that have hit me up and been like, "Well, what do I do to I'm like, Hassan is very accessible at ACW
yeah,
Live. Just send a fucking
yeah,
DM. He will fucking see it.
Yeah, yeah.
He will respond.
yeah. I've had people ask me how to get in touch with you, so I'm just sending you the ACW live.
Please confirm for us that these workers can reach you there.
Yeah, as we're talking, we already got 3 followers.
There you go.
Wait, the only thing is like I keep forgetting to check the requests, which is the spam. And the main reason I don't check it is just all belt people. Like they want me to make belts.
Oh yeah, we get
Oh
that.
yeah, I get those ones. About
Yeah,
six
yeah.
a
But
week, I
there's
reckon.
like
The whole
yeah, and there's
country of
like
Pakistan makes championship belts, apparently.
Yeah.
Who knew?
But it's good to like have them. Like I don't delete those messages because you never know when you need someone.
Man, this is
It,
some poor fucking Pakistani guy. I'm not gonna try and fuck his algorithm by blocking him or whatever. Just leave him on red.
no, yeah, leave it there. Bro. I don't block anybody, man. I block some fans that are super toxic. Like they're just coming in and like they're just like all they do is just talk rubbish. Like, what's the
Yeah.
point of talking rubbish? What are you
What
achieving
do you
by?
what are you talking about? What do you mean by that?
Oh, there's few fans that I blocked, but they've apparently been blocked by other promotions as well. Like few of the promotions I know here, and
Okay.
they said like, oh, like this with everything, and
So
then
what like they come on your social media and just like talk mad shit, whatever.
yeah, and then
Huh.
but then on certain promotions they're always talking good stuff.
Hey yo, open invite. You want to talk mad shit on the Peak Pro Wrestling Instagram? I fucking dare you. I will smoke your lives. I will never block you. Try me. Try me,
Right.
motherfuckers.
The
As
thing
an
is like
open invitation.
it's fun. It's fun. Like I love trolling. I love trolling people. It's very fun to do it, but at the same time, like it just takes. It's a waste of your time. At the same time, like
No, I can
Yeah.
imagine if you're getting shit like that from just like people that you know are just here to just fuck around and ruin your shit, just like
yeah,
block, delete. I was just
Keegan gets
surprised. I don't know
but
why someone would come to like a wrestling company's page and try to like start shit.
yeah, like say like they're just saying like, oh, like team you WWE. I'm saying like, okay, that's a compliment, right? And then like if you're gonna come in with all this hate, imagine what you could do with your life if you didn't hate on somebody else, but like do something with your life. Like if you think, okay, I'm doing something shit, then make your own promotion. Let's see how that goes.
Oh, people with those small minds don't think about that, Hassan. They start podcasts, and here we are.
I didn't
No,
say.
I like your podcast, man. Like it's pretty funny. It's good to see, even though you guys drilled me today for some reason. But
No,
yeah,
you have to. You have to. No. Because,
yeah,
We have to.
bro,
That's
no, I
brother,
the.
appreciate.
brother,
It. No,
brother, I got up. Fuck you. All right. I got up in front of my crowd at Peak Pro Wrestling, and that crowd chanted, and they've been doing this for 2 weeks now. Fuck Reneem, because I was wearing this shit. I came out.
It's true.
I went to fucking bat for you, and I said, this guy is really nice.
I
You
love
should
you,
give
man.
him a
I
chance.
appreciate. It.
I think you should give him a chance, etc. So what I'm doing here is not grilling you on my
No,
behalf.
no.
I'm grilling you on
Yeah,
everybody's behalf.
no, I agree
Yeah.
with you.
And it's
I
shit
think
that you
that these
and it's shit
questions
you
are.
really do need to hear, man. And it's not just shit you need to hear. It's shit that everybody needs to see you
Mhm.
like listening to and considering so that they can understand that yo, you actually are considering these things. We can trust you because you have people around you telling you, hey man, what you're doing is wrong, just do this and you'll be okay or whatever. Like you can see that
Honestly,
Yeah.
we're not
like
sitting here going,
honestly,
nodding our heads, going, yeah, everything you do, fucking yeah, give me more of it. Like we're going, nah, mate, we can see where this could be a problem, and our friends are also working for this, and honestly, if I could be real, Hassan, I do consider you a friend. Honest to God,
thank you. I appreciate
really do, I
that.
really do. You've
Brother.
been wonderful to us. You've been like, uh,
Yeah, man.
you honestly have been a really good friend since we met.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Uh,
Like it felt like I known you guys for years. Like
and
we're
I would, the
door.
last thing I would ever want to see you do is fail.
Yeah.
This is
Is what? Sorry.
the
Like,
last thing I would ever
bro,
want to see you do is fail.
Wait,
as
wait,
as you said,
wait.
if you fail, who's going to do this again?
I didn't hear what you said. Like, the last
I
thing was
said,
what?
sorry, I said the last thing I would ever want to see you do is fail. So
Oh,
whatever
thank
I
you.
say to
Yeah,
you, I'm not saying to you out of malice. I'm not saying to you it's all out of love because I really think
Yeah.
thank
you
you.
have a vision, but you lack the training.
Direct.
No, not the direction.
Yeah.
You have a good direction. You're already a good
Yeah,
promoter.
direction. Look,
You're
Yeah. You
already a
got
good
vision,
promoter. You know how to
direction.
get
right?
attention. You know how to get people to pay attention. You've already smoked all of us as wrestling promoters. The only problem is the wrestling part. As
Yeah,
promoters, I think honestly, I would say that you're probably already one of the best promoters in the country. You've done
I wouldn't go
nothing.
that far.
You've done everything with nothing, honestly, to this point.
Yeah,
Dude,
Like
there's
you've got this
60
much.
companies. You're up there, hey. So, like
Everyone's
even with
talking
that,
about you.
yeah.
even with the Sydney show, as bad as some
I
people
would
think it went, I had a good time there in person. I had a good time, but it's just you're
Music
only
was
as good as
loud.
your last show. Yeah,
all I'm
music
Yeah,
was a
saying
bit
is
loud, but that's because you were deaf.
all I'm saying is I would humble myself to get
yeah.
behind a promoter as talented as you if they knew the wrestling part just as well.
Look, here's the thing. With the wrestling stuff, I don't really follow any promotions. I don't really see what's going on in this company or that company, and I've already admitted that. I don't see it. The only thing I
Yeah.
watch WWE, but even in WWE, I like the drama part. I would skip through all the wrestling and I just watch, the promos and stuff, right? Because I'm more driven by storylines. I'm more driven by what's that called? Like, something that you can hook onto, right? If you
Sure.
watch a
Yeah.
5 it's cool to see in person, but the guy watching at home, he doesn't give a shit.
No,
You
no.
love an inciting incident.
Well, look, but that's the thing that what you see on screen is two guys and a referee or two guys on a microphone or whatever. But the reality is that took, another 10, 15 people to produce minimum.
Yeah, that's absolutely. The show is the easiest part, but getting there is very difficult with
There's
all
there's
this.
there's a lot of moving parts, and all I'm trying to say is
Yeah.
don't jump into it thinking that you'll figure it out because it's very complicated. Just have the right
Look,
people
I
around you.
like to figure things out as I
Especially
go.
at the level
Like,
you're jumping in at.
No
Especially at the
one,
level you're jumping
nobody,
in at, bro.
nobody will work with you if they think that you're figuring it out as you go along. If they see that you've got good people around you that know what they're doing, they'll feel confident and they'll be like, "Let's get on board," because he's got the right
yeah,
Yeah.
infrastructure.
but to get the good people on board, you gotta figure it out yourself, who's good and who's bad. Like I told you, like
This
the
is, yeah,
the
you're right.
advice,
You're right. Yeah.
advice, the advices you all gave me, I
Mm,
feel like those were like proper criticism, and I needed to hear that,
yeah.
right? But the advice I'm getting from other people is how to be, a second version of the promotion they're working at, and I don't want to do that. And I said, like, I don't want to be a light
Totally
of you
fair.
I
guys.
think
Yeah,
honestly, even to some extent, I feel like I'm guilty of that because a lot of the talent recommendations I make, for obvious reasons, are people that I book because I can
yeah, but
because I can vouch for them. I've seen them. They've been on my shows. I can say, yeah, they're good. Yeah, they do this. Yeah, they do that. It's only natural that people would
uh,
vouch for their own team, right? Like,
that's
so
what you
even I'm
did.
guilty of that. I'm guilty
No,
of that.
no, I wouldn't say you're guilty because what you did was you told me, have a look at this guy, have a look at this guy, have a look at this guy. You never said you have to book this guy.
Yeah,
So the other people that I'm talking about, when they reached out to me, they said like, okay, you have to have this guy versus that guy as the opening and the closing and blah blah blah. And I'm like saying, man, I don't want to do that because then it's just going to be like that other show. Like, say, what's the difference over here? Like, why would people pay money to be here?
yeah.
Like, I don't want ACW to be known as like saying you're coming to ACW for like this guy or that guy. You're coming to ACW because it's ACW. I want the brand to be there. Like when there's WWE in town, when there's AEW in town, right? I never see like, oh, let's see if like this guy's coming or that guy's coming. I'm like, so it's WWE. I'm gonna
It's
go there.
WWE. Yeah, you didn't check to see if
Yeah,
fucking who was on the bill. You just
yeah,
bought the fucking ticket, and then they told you
yeah,
who was coming.
yeah, exactly. And then like but to get to that level, you need to spend some time. You need to get out there. I know the first show was, it sold out very quick because everybody had a curiosity, right? They say like, I want to know
Yeah.
what it.
A
But
lot
I was
of
also
promotions. I gotta warn you, Hassan. Almost every promotion's first show, and not every single one, obviously, because you told me a few examples, but almost every promotion's first show generally tends to
yeah,
be their biggest. So
yeah.
just be careful.
Yeah, that's totally fine, right? Like I had restaurants before in the past, right? The opening week is the busiest week, and after
Right,
that,
right. So you know exactly what I'm
yeah,
talking about.
yeah, that's very
When
normal.
the
Like
hype is the highest is when the interest is the most. So
yeah. So it's like the first time you're like, say for example, I had like pizza shops and burger shops, right? So the first time when I opened it, everybody in the local town were gonna be like, oh, I gotta go try this out and all whatnot
Yeah.
because it's marketing and then they've seen this stuff and they seen how we cook and all these sort of things, right? They come in and try pizza, they already tried it. So next week they're gonna come back and say, oh, like they're gonna be like, oh, I already had pizza last week. Maybe this week I want like I don't know, like uh, steak
hmm.
or salad, you know?
Bad.
Maybe not salad, yeah, steak.
Yeah, I don't think I
Yeah,
ever bought a pizza and said, I'm gonna get salad next time I'm at this joint.
yeah, yeah.
Really good pizza,
So
I'm gonna grab salad.
yeah,
No, but
so
I see what you're saying. I
you
see what you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
so like I'm not like if the next shows are like less people, I wouldn't be like it's not like oh I lost, I'm not defeated. You don't if you have that mentality, you're not gonna go in business. Like, you know, like when I opened one of the shops I had, my first week of that was this was my very first shop, right? I think this was in December, and the last week was over $40,000-$50,000 in sales. And I was going through the moon. I'm like, saying, man, this is so good. And my
Yeah, but
accountant
then
was
you
like,
get to the second week of January, you're like, oh,
yeah,
right.
my accountant was like, Phil, yeah, you did good, but congratulations. But just don't like think that this is normal because
No,
like
no. You get to
December,
February and you're like, oh, where did the good times go?
yeah, and then January, like I think it was 23rd or like the third
I,
week of
I I
January.
used to work in distribution, in alcohol distribution, so I understood the cycles.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and
don't get
23rd
excited, don't get excited about the last week in December, fella. Like
and the third week,
we'd have a lot of those chats with like young bar owners and stuff.
third week of Jan, I did not even cover my rent.
I couldn't
So that was
I
like
would
I'm like
imagine,
saying,
I would imagine.
yeah, yeah, and I'm like saying I already spent the money that I made from the first, like the month because I'm like, oh shit, like this is really cool. I can make this much money. I I went and got myself a car, and then yeah, so like I learned, but this was like
I,
back in 2015.
I don't mean to be rude. I've got 4 minutes left on the Zoom. I really should pay the fucking bill.
All right. Well,
No, no,
Hassan, let's get out of here.
yeah,
Hassan, we got to say thank you for coming on, and your shows are coming up on August 9th at Padstow,
yep,
RSL. So you get your tickets now; they're available now. And the new Melbourne show is on September the 4th, featuring Mustafa Ali and possibly others. So we look forward to that, Hassan, because yeah, I'll definitely be there to check them both out. And yeah, I'll be at peak as well, Raneem, if
I've
you're
got
still coming.
the belt, the new
If I'm
belts,
still
back,
coming.
by the way.
Oh, well, show us
Phoenix
the
in
new
Sydney.
belts
What
if
are you
you've
talking
got
about?
them.
Hassan, you are
Yeah.
invited. To your face, you are invited.
So we'll look forward to that. There it is.
The new All Stars Tag Team Championships.
Nice.
And that's All Stars with an S.
Yes.
So yeah, so look forward to that. ACW All
For
Stars. Well, thank you,
for some
Hassan, for
reason,
coming
the
on
belt
and
like
showing
smells
us
like
the
barbecue.
belts. Smells like barbecue. Well, get that on the Weber. Put some sauce on it. Yeah, play with the lights. Yeah, that looks amazing. Oh, it's blue. Yeah, a little white under the red light. But well, yeah. But thank you, Hassan, for joining us, and we'll see you next time. And we look forward to your new shows and seeing how they turn out, mate. Hope they turn out much better than the Sydney show did for you.
Thank you. Hopefully that works out well for me. I'm just checking like there's some defects in this belt and it's already pissing me off.
Oh
Oh no, send it
no. Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Send it
It's
back.
common. It's common. It's common. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell
All
people,
right.
don't be like order your belts and then like, oh, when the belt's coming, I'll do the tournament. Like, no, 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 no. Get the belt first and then fucking book the tournament. Because
Yeah.
half the time
Yeah.
the shits come with massive defects. Anyway,
Well,
Yeah.
brother, we'll leave you to go over your belt, and we'll leave you in ACW headquarters to go over your belt. And look, everyone, go down to see the August 9th Padstow show and the September 4th Melbourne show. Get around them, and we'll see you next time.
See you then. Thanks for having me.
thanks for having me.